Transformers, more than meets the eye. Autobots wage their battle to destroy the evil forces of the Decepticons.
Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us. For this special figure showcase, we're going to be having a look at a new figure this time, and that is the earthrise Decepticon Snapdragon. What we're going to do with this video, we're going to have a quick look at the packaging that he's in, and then while I'm filming, I'm going to take him out of the box, have a look at everything that comes inside it, and then what I'll do is we'll transform him into all of his modes, have a look how he stands and what he looks like and how he displays, but all the time as well I'll be comparing him with his Generation 1 original figure as well, which I've got there. So let's get started properly. So he is a Voyager class figure, so he's slightly bigger than a deluxe one, and again he officially comes out into the Generations line of the Earthrise War for Cybertron trilogy. And yeah, he looks really good. I do like the look of him. I know I keep saying it, I didn't intend to keep buying as many of these newer figures as I have, but they just look so fantastic. Here's the Earthrise artwork there. So because it's a newer figure, I want to thank Phil at Robot Recruits, because this has come from him. And let's have a look at it. And actually, before I forget, I want to show you guys this, and I don't know whether it's a sneak or a hint as to something that's coming up, but I keep forgetting to show you. But look, that's Galvatron there, isn't it? That's got to be Galvatron there on the packaging. So I know we've just had some of the lines up of the toys for Kingdom and stuff, but I wonder if that's a hint as to the fact that we might be getting a Galvatron in the future. But I'm glad I remembered to show you because I keep forgetting it. So here we are, let's have a look at the back. So he's obviously a tripplechanger as well, and it looks like it's going to be 14 steps and then 20 steps. But let's have a quick look then. Right, let's take him out of his packaging nice and carefully. And again, these are amazing figures. I think they've really done themselves some great justice here, Hasbro and Takara, with these figures. The Generations line has always been popular anyway, especially with us adult collectors, shall we say, because of course it's based on all the figures that we had when we were a kid. So for that reason it is very, very good. So let's have a look. We've got the instructions. I can already see a decoder, but I'm not sure if there's anything worth decoding, but let's have a look. Oh, it looks like there is something there, so if you just bear with me 2 seconds, let's take this off here, because I know not all of these, and I've been caught out in the past, have got things to actually decode. So let's take this out and have a quick nose while we're filming. So Biosphere, and if you can even make that out. Oh, there you go. So you can read that there. There's nothing else, but at least we can read. Yeah, we can definitely read that there. So there we go. I don't know what that's a clue or a hint to. Here he is inside his, it's not a clamshell, but it's inside his packaging. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to quickly take him out of this and I'll come straight back to you. Okay, so there he is. He's outside of his packaging, and I think he displays really good looking at that robot mode there. He looks kind of menacing. He's got the great big shoulders and the big thick legs there. Let's have a quick look at his articulation. So we've obviously got movement at the shoulder, bicep or elbow, however you want to call it. Of course, same on both. It fully rotates. On the legs, we've got movement at the top of the hips, at the knees. These are very stiff. This is good. And of course in the ankles. Is it in the ankles? Yes, it is at the ankles as well. It wasn't just the toes folding up. I suppose you can angle it a little bit on there, but yeah, he does look really good. And everybody knows, well, I think you know that I'm a pretty much big Generation 1 aficionado, and he does have a great homage to Generation 1. What I will quickly point out, and I'm liking the look of so far, is these bits here are attached and built onto the actual toy, whereas the original Generation 1 figure they used to come off all the time, and they were quite hard to get hold of. The weapons look very similar as well, and just to show to you what I'm going on about, we've got, there he is in his original Generation 1 form there. So you can see he does look a lot like it. He just obviously looks like he's got a bit more articulation, and he looks a little bit better than this guy here. What I am going to be able to do is I'm going to be able to do all of the modes with you, so I can show you that we've got all of them there. So we'll be able to do that, which is good, so we can have some nice comparisons as we go through it. And of course, as I've already mentioned, there were these bits here on the back of the Generation 1 one, which came off very, very easily, so we don't have that problem at all with this guy. And that just means I think it's better for the newer collectors. You haven't got to worry about losing pieces, because when you put the guns in his hands or on the side, by the looks of it there, I'm going to put them on the side just for this, for a change, and in his fist there, just to show that they'll go anyway. There we go. So the good thing about that is that means that you can obviously store all of the weapons on him in robot mode, and you haven't got to worry about losing any pieces. But there he is in his robot mode. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to transform him into a different mode, and I'll come straight back to you after this. Okay then, so there's him in his first alternate mode. And again, just for you guys, if you wondered why I didn't transform him on camera, I do it to keep the time of the videos down, and I don't want to spoil it for yourself. I know there's something quite nice about it and satisfying when you get to transform him yourselves for the first time. But let's have a quick look at alternate mode number 1 then. So the rocket, and or spaceship, however you want to call it, it looks good, doesn't it? I mean, that looks a little bit odd at the back, I suppose, but when you're displaying him there like that, or from the side, he looks really, really good. The good thing about this is you can attach the gun to the wing there. I suppose if you want, you can attach it, you can put it in his hands there, like in the old Generation 1 figures, and you could also put it at the side, so you've got a choice as to how you want to put it. And to be fair, I think that looks pretty good as well. Exactly like that. So there we go. There is a cockpit here as well, which opens up, and then you've obviously got your small little I don't know if they're known as Titan Masters anymore, but they were when they were originally released. I'll just call them a headmaster. You've got movement. I'm not going to fold the arms up, but there is the little headmaster there. And funnily enough, let's have a quick look at the original one. So here's the original one here, and we can fold them up. I mean, yes, they've got loads more articulation and a bit more detail, but they are all so much smaller. Everything seems to be so much smaller. The only negative thing with this, obviously, is you can't cover that up at the back, so that's always going to be a head. And what I mean by that is, with the old Generation 1 figures, you can fold the bits up to sort of make out that it isn't exactly a head. I'll keep him there for 2 seconds. I'm just going to pop this guy into here, into his cockpit, and he'll sit in there quite nicely. And again, what I'll show you now is what I mean by just about the size differences between the two. So, and funnily enough, and thankfully it fell out this time, I realised how silly it looked on the last part of the video where I said they always come out, and it didn't. But there you go, there's the green bits. Look at the size difference. So you can see how much bigger the original Generation 1 was, but it does look very much like it. Cockpit similarities is just it folding out and him going in there. And as you can see there, the Generation 1 figure holds the weapons underneath. But there you go. That's the original Generation 1. This is the newer one, and I really like having them guns on the side, to be fair. There we go. There we go. So that's one particular mode. I'm going to transform him into his other mode, and we'll come back again. Okay then, so I've changed him into his other alternate mode, and to be honest, this is my favourite. I'm really impressed with this. I do like the look of this. I mean, obviously it's a little bit blocky and around in the legs, and he's got a huge sort of chest piece underneath, but compared to the original one, which is this, which was always off balance and like took ages to stand, it's so much better. It really is. I mean, there's, as I say, of course the original one was bigger, which you can see. I'll show you that there again, but yeah, well impressed with this mode. Looks really, really good. Wasn't too difficult either. Looks good. Good use of the weapons on the back of the box to make it, well, to fill it out a little bit more. And yeah, good use of the headmaster being just the jaw, so you've got a much more predominant head. Very impressed with this mode. I like it a lot. So that's his 3 modes he's got. What we'll do then, I'll transform him back into his original robot mode, and then we'll just have a bit of bit of a roundup of it all. But there you go. Yeah, really impressed with this guy, especially this mode. The only, I suppose, negative if I was looking to display him in this mode is it takes up a lot of space, but otherwise very impressive mode and not too difficult to get to either. But there you go. Let's come back and finish off then. Okay then, so in summary, he's back in his robot mode. He's got his weapons in his hand. Great figure. I do really, really like this. I like the fact that he's only got the 2 blasters compared to the Generation 1, which had the tail fins as well. I like the fact that I love his alternate mode, the beast one, the dragon, whichever mode you want to call it. It looks so good compared to the original Generation 1. It balances well, it stands. every mode he's got, to be fair, displays very, very well. And as you know, they're coining this saying quite a bit at the moment, these basically are mini masterpieces. They just look brilliant. They hold themselves really well. The articulation's good. And as I say, they are true homage to the Generation 1 figures, as you can see there. Brilliant figure. Brilliant figure. In all modes, he just looks so, so good. So in summary, yep, I am very, very impressed with this guy. I would suggest maybe going to get one if you can get them still. And there you go, see what I mean? It doesn't stand at all in that particular mode, but there you go. The new Earthrise Generations War for Cybertron Trilogy Snapdragon tripplechanger, definitely recommended. So thank you everybody for watching. Thank you for your likes, your subscribes, your comments. If you're not a subscriber, please hit that subscribe button for me now. It doesn't cost you anything, but it does help me out tremendously. So thank you very much again for watching this, and of course everybody, please take care.